Hi everyone, welcome back to PARQUET, episode 15. So even though it's the start of a new year, there's already a pretty bad case ongoing. The fact that there are photos of girls in their personal life being circulated via memory or memory cubes. So there's somebody that's taking pictures of girls in their private life and selling them off as babe of the day. So one worker at a hostess club already quit because her privacy got invaded, and now Tsubasa and Kanto are working harder because Nika, so the daughter of the boss, is another victim. So what's making it hard is that those places have no evidence that someone is able to take illicit photos. So no hidden cameras or detectors. But thanks to Tsubasa, who feels that the picture of Nika is not correct, so it's being taken from a mirror, Kanto was able to find out that that person is using BMI to obtain the photos. So someone hacked into something called the visual system memory and taking a snapshot. So now it looks like the investigators, so they don't want Kanto to be involved because it's kind of risky. But now that Kanto has revealed that he knows about the problem, he wants more information from these two. So let's see how it goes from here and what new clues they'll find with regards to solving this case. But first, let's hear Aku say. Okay, so I did have some questions. Thank you very much. Okay, so don't let the management know about this.
言うわけないじゃないですか。一緒にいた私も処分を受けるんですから。
So, if it goes wrong, we both might lose our jobs.
細かいことは省くが、少し前に盗撮犯が捕まった。
Okay, so we did catch someone.
犯行目的を調べていくうちに、とある会員制の動画共有サイトが見つかった。名前はないが、その盗撮犯は救済サイトと呼んでいた。
So salvation site. So it's a unrelated matter that somehow got tied into it. And it seems kind of exaggerated. No?
本人曰くそのサイトに動画を上げるのは救いの手を伸ばすためらしい。自分が上げなきゃ救われないなんてわけのわからんことを言っている。
So pretty much that person was threatened to do this. Wait, so does something happen if you upload?
会員なら誰でも見られるようになるってだけだよ。他の共有サイトと大して変わらない。違いがあるとしたら規約かな。そのサイトの守るべき規約は秘密厳守。
Okay.
共有した動画、画像は持ち出さない。他言もしない。
Okay, so you can't upload, but you can't download, and
すぐに思い浮かぶのはポルノ目的ってところなんだが、被害者は若い女性だけじゃない。
and mention about the site.
男も老人も金持ちの生活もその逆の生活も被害に遭ってる。
So it's more than just girls. So old guys, men, rich people, everyone.
暴力的な相手をひたすら殴ったりするいじめだったり
and gory violence.
外に出したら炎上間違いなしの胸くそ悪いのがたくさん
Okay?
いや細かいことまで説明する必要はないなとにかくそういうのがゴロゴロと無数にある共有サイトを利用せず独自でひっそりやっている理由はこうして知るべしってことだ
So it does give that crook a sense of security. So the fact that no one is allowed to spread the world.
話が脱線したね。で、今日の美人ちゃんのこと。あれは街で見かけた女の子を盗撮したみたいにしてるけど、そうじゃない。救済サイトにある映像から抜き出したものだと考えてる。
So that babe of the day thing might have been a product of that site.
そこでゆうきくんに聞きたい他人の BMI をハッキングして情報を盗むことは可能だと思うか
And their question catches me off guard. Well, if you're asking about this, then, well, they've gone the distance. And I doubt they would try to lie to me at this point. And Aku-san nods slowly.
そうだ救済サイトの中でも特に人気の映像がある
Okay.
被害者の視覚を盗んだとしか思えない映像だどう視覚を盗むなんて可能か
Well, I don't know, honestly. Well, at the very least, I can't imagine how it's being done in this case.
そうか
BMI にはネットとつながる機能はないからね。
That's true.
私たちもまさかとは思ってるんだけど。
だがそうとしか考えられない
So the only explanation possible is that someone hacked it and modified it to connect to the internet. And they looked at far more evidence than me and seemed to have arrived to the same conclusion. And no matter how you look at it, the idea of a camera does not seem possible. And they must have further evidence pointing to that. Okay, so I would like to ask something first. So is it possible to produce that kind of video with any camera? So memory data is terribly enormous in size. And the stress on a server and the speed you need to upload such things is... Okay, so in real time would be staggering. And perhaps they're not stealing people's memories, but just their visual feedback. Although visual information is still extremely dense, it's nothing compared to real memory.
断言はできないがそれでは説明できない部分が多々ある
And this is similar to Nika-san's case.
スマホでもハッキングや乗っ取りがあるんだよな
Well, it doesn't work like a phone. So, the typical method to get into a phone is through malware and viruses, and the usual phishing techniques. Or alternatively, a connection to a free Wi-Fi with some malicious code in it. However, none of those would explain this. So you can play VR games with BMI, but you can't install them anywhere. And has no function to connect to the internet. Okay?
データを盗もうにもネットとつながらない BMI からってなると
通信機能がなければ直接盗み出すしかないか
So they must have some other way to fetch the data. Probably. And as I voice my agreement, it clicks. Oh, so something he said just put everything together. So what is it? Oh, wait a second. BMI can communicate through the high line. So there is some connection. It's just not the same as internet. So they're using a different connection method.
ヒアラインってなんだ？
BMI で使用されてる通信の規格なんですけど。
Okay. So higher line is one of the standard wireless communication channels, and interference has to be kept to a minimum for BMI to function properly, and therefore here line is the dedicated BMI channel to avoid radio wave noise.
Bluetooth って知りません？
聞き覚えはあるな。なんだったか。
So what's Bluetooth?
車のスマートキーに使われてるやつか。
Well, maybe some cars.
はい、あれと似たようなものだと思ってください。
何にせよ BMI でも無線通信ができるんだな。
でもあくまで短距離の通信をするためのものだよね。
Okay.
確かせいぜい数メートル程度とか。
But the HEA line only has a short range.
そんな距離だとさすがに被害者も気づくと思うけど。
So the only way it works effectively is if someone is nearby to steal the information. So in most cases, that's how it works. And if you wanted, though, you could communicate over long distances. Oh, so there is some, I'll say, method to allow HEA line to work longer distances. But you need special equipment to send long distance signals, and it's not impossible. For example, there's research being done on controlling drones through long distances with BMI. And you never be able to get that to work with a maximum distance of a few meters. If you can't manage to connect someone's BMI to a device like the HEA line, it shouldn't be difficult to transfer information in theory.
机上の空論ってわけじゃないんだな。
Well, I don't think so, at least.
どうも。
So what do you mean?
どうでしょう。私も技術的なことはわかりません。
So for Rokumi, it's too technical to understand.
でも昔は Bluetooth からスマホをハッキングできるなんて話もありましたから、ありえないわけではないと思います。
But it sounds possible.
そうか。ならひとまず今の方法が使われていると仮定しよう。その場合、犯人を突き止める方法を思いつくか。
So accessing information through the HEA line and stealing it without consent should be possible. But finding someone based on that is a different story. So that channel is normally only used for short distance communications. And you need a special device to amplify the signal.
その機器の購入先を洗えば可能性はあるか。
Okay, so how about we ask some retailers?
そこら辺は一般には出回ってない機器かどうか次第ですね。
And also, I think this goes without saying, but one more thing. So, whoever the criminal is, they have to have professional level knowledge of BMIs.
ハッカーか。そういうのを特定するのは難しくてな。
So, there aren't many places where you'll be able to get such highly technical BMI knowledge.
うまくいけば手がかりをつかむことくらいはできるか。いや、ああだこうだ言っても仕方ない。本部から問い合わせてもらおう。
But first, we got to do more work before.
その間に今日の美人ちゃんを売ってるやつを見つけて話を聞くぞ。
we take action.
休む暇もないよ。せめて癒しくらいは。
Well, sorry. She says, burrowing her face deep into the dog's fluff.
ありがとう。
とても参考になった。
You're welcome. And can I mention any of this to the girl I know?
それは
Well...
犯行に BMI が利用されているように思うが、確証はまだない。
So just wait until we have more info. So right now, everything is just speculation.
不確かな憶測は混乱を招き、恐怖を与えるだけだ。
That's true.
本人に伝えて、不安を煽ることは避けてほしい。
So until we have details and proof, just keep everything a secret.
というのが、警察としての見解だな。だが伏せていたところで、気づく奴は気づく。隠しきれるものじゃない。忠告するなら、うまいことごまかしつつにしてもらえると助かる。
Okay, so keep it general as possible.
ああ、それと情報源に関しても口外しないようにお願い。
Of course.
おっさんには理解できない犯罪ばかりで嫌になる。
私だって理解できませんよ。技術的なことはもちろん、犯行理由なんかも。
Well, I'm sure that's obvious.
誰かの生活なんて覗き見て何が楽しいんでしょうね。
Many things, especially when it comes to money.
ねえ、ワンちゃん。
Uh-huh.
おとなしくていい子だね。はあ、癒される。
I think I can't assume that we are done here. However, Rokumi-san keeps petting Boss Dog for a while.
でも、アクさんなら少しは共感できるんじゃないですか？
どういう意味だ？
だってアクさん、以前に言ってたじゃないですか。BMI を使った監視ネットワークでも作ればいいのに、みたいなこと。
Well, now that you mention it, I recall you mentioning that the day we met.
覚えてないな。
I can't say that I remember. Well, I'm pretty sure you did. I remember thinking it was a pretty insane idea.
だよね。私も今回の事件でびっくりしちゃったよ。うわ、この人ついにやっちゃったかって。
仕事に疲れたおっさんのザレ言に決まってるだろう。まさかそんな人間だと思われていたとはな。
本気で疑ってたわけじゃないですよ。
Just kidding.
でもほら、事件が事件だけにつながるなと。
もし本気で監視ネットワークなんて作るつもりなら、水面下で密かに進める。完成しても誰にも気づかれないように運用する。
Okay.
バレたら批判どころじゃ済まないからな。
And it can be used in the wrong ways. Yeah, I can't imagine. So, how is there a high traffic website like that online?
わからん。
Well, I don't know.
ポルノ目的でもなさそうだし、金銭目的でもなさそうだ。なんせ会費なんかもないからな。
Well, I'm sure based on how the website is accessed, it might become popular.
正直なところ、犯行目的なんて普通の人には理解できないことも多いからね。
And even if you don't or mention that you cannot share this website with anyone else, I'm sure there are some bad apples who will do so anyways because they feel that they won't get caught and
変に考えすぎて自分も犯罪に興味を持つなんてこともあるわけで。
the rules get lost when you transfer it between many people down the line.
深淵を覗くとき、深淵もまたこちらを覗いているのと、なんてね。
くだらないこと言ってないで。行くぞ。
Well, anyways, let's go.
はい、すみません。じゃあね、ワンちゃん。もふもふさせてくれてありがとう。
See you later, says manager.
じゃあな。
ご協力感謝します。
And the pair hastily leaves. And after this, they're probably going to look into people that have purchased long distance BMI communication devices. Well, I hope they'll be able to find some suspects. And for a dog manager, oh, so sorry about the hold up, buddy. Ready to go back? Yes?
お先に失礼します。はーい、お疲れ様。
So I think it's now the end of the shift for Rino and Kanato. Okay, so back into the room. So I keep thinking back to my conversation with Aku-san and Rokumi-san. And during work, even after work, I keep imagining outcomes and possibilities, but nothing helps my mind be at ease. So something does not seem right. So stare. Oh. And suddenly I feel something hot on the back of my neck.
相変わらず謎の萌えキャラみたいな反応。
Oh, so forgive me for being surprised.
驚いたからって萌えキャラにはならないでしょ、普通。
Oh, well, let's not go there, please. Well, I'm not in the mood for this right now.
は、私にだってないし。私をどういう目で見てるんだか。お茶を入れたから飲むかなって思っただけ。
Oh, thanks. I take the cup from her, and the tea quickly warms my fingertips. So maybe just say something to me next time?
かけたし。
I did. She sits in front of me, blowing out an irritated sigh.
いくら声かけても反応しなかったのはそっち。
Okay, so I tried calling out to you, but you were just sitting there all dazed out. Oh, really? Oh, sorry. I didn't notice.
ずっとそんな感じだよね、今日。仕事中も。
So you've been like this all night. Sorry, I can't seem to focus tonight.
別に怒ってるわけでも、文句を言いたかったわけでもないし。そうじゃなくて。
And she averts her gaze and raises the cup to her mouth. And after exhaling a sigh, she gulps down the tea. And then she slowly lifts her chin and turns to face me.
話を聞くくらいなら、私でもできると思うんだけど。
So why don't you talk to me about what's going on? And her voice is a mix of fear, nervousness, and awkwardness. And I didn't expect to hear that.
思うんだけど。
If you want. And it's hard for both of them to speak up.
思うんだけど。やっぱいい。
Well, fine, so never mind. Wait. I'm not being silent because I don't want to talk to you. Then what? Oh, so will you be willing to lend me an ear? So I'm stuck at any rate.
わかった。
Okay then. Well, it's probably a bit different from what you are expecting.
瞳の情報を盗まれる。
Okay, so Kanto tells Rino everything. So I don't have any real evidence to prove that that's what's happening, though.
でも、そうとしか思えないんでしょ。
But that's the only logical conclusion.
それに、救済サイトとかいうのも。
Yes.
趣味の悪いセクハラ盗撮かと思ってたのに。想像よりもかなり大事っぽい内容だ。
Well, I honestly don't know what to make of it either.
まあね、具体的なアドレスまでは教えられないでしょ。
Well, they can't. because the last thing is for them to blow their covers. So I'm sure they'll give it when it's time to make an arrest or to raid that website. Well, I don't understand why anyone would create a site like that.
あ、そういう意味か。
So I feel you. It would make sense if it was about sexual gratification, but it's not. And what pleasure is there to derive from spying on people's private lives? And everything I heard points to the memories being extremely basic and commonplace. So Ibaraki-san?
こっち見るな。
Hey, don't look at me. Oh, come on. Well, I didn't mean to upset you.
怒ってるわけじゃなくて、今は誰かに見られたくないっていうか。
So don't
あっち向いて。
stare at me right now. So look over there. Well, if you say so. I hear her words and turn to the side, and I see her stand up out of the corner of my eye, and then she is out of sight. But she doesn't go back to the second floor. And I hear the squeaking of the sofa whimpering under her weight and the sound of cushions sinking. Oh, so she wants some comfort from Kanato. So I feel a light weight on my back, followed by soft, warm sensation. Ibaraki-san?
こっち見るなってば。
Don't look. Yes, okay. But why? So why do you not want me to look?
私さ、ちょっとだけ理解できる気がする。
So because... And every time she speaks, the vibrations of her voice tingle on my back. And it tickles a bit.
救済の意味。他人を覗き見る人の気持ち。
Oh, really?
あくまで私の理解ってことだけど。
So, is it something perverted?
はあ、変なこと言うな。
Okay, think cleanly. And her back still pressed against mine, she leans her back and bumps it into me. Okay, so keep her thoughts clean. So it does not hurt at all. I never knew you could headbutt someone and produce no pain. Well, if you don't want me looking, so I assume it had to be something embarrassing.
恥ずかしいのは間違いでもない。
Well, to me, it feels embarrassing.
自己嫌悪って意味だけど。
And she trails off in a moment of hesitation. I can't feel even when I can't see her.
安心したいんじゃないかな。みんな。
Okay, I kind of understand.
本当に
Really?
覗き見でも人とのつながりを感じられたり、不幸な人を見て気持ちがすっきりしたり、そういう人の気持ち、
So
本
basically,
当にわかる。
you're not the only one who's suffering. So there are other people who are also suffering just like you.
逆にキラキラした世界を見上げて羨み憎む、その腹立たしい世界を覗き続けてさらに憎み続ける。
Or basically, be jealous that someone else has it better than you.
そういう人の気持ち本当にわかる。
Well, for me, I,
下を見れば自分はマシだって思える。上を見れば自分は不幸だって思える。現状から目を背けていられる。傷つかないでいられる。ほら、私は一人でいろいろと苦労とか自分で言うのもなんだけど。
I see. I realize my response is too curt. And despite that, I'm simply stunned speechless. But it seems that Iraki-san expected me to react that way. She just takes another breath and keeps talking.
つまり誰だって辛い思いをするのは嫌で楽をしたいって話。それは普通のことだと思う。その救済サイトを肯定してるわけじゃないけど、盗撮なんて普通に最低だと思うし。でもそんな方法でしか救われないみたいに思い込んでる人もいるんじゃないかってこと。
I'm sorry. Well, I don't understand all of this.
いいよ、それで共感とか理解とかしてほしかったわけじゃないし、むしろこんなのわからない方がいい。だって私は理解できる私のことが嫌いだし。
And after that, she takes another deep breath.
非合法の研究に協力したのはお金が必要だったから、そう言ったよね、私。紛れもない事実なんだけど。
Oh,
それ
okay.
以上に
So that was just part of it. The fact that I sold my body to make money. So I became a test subject.
もうどうなってもいい。
And I also didn't really care much about my life. So everything all went bad.
なんて思ってたのかもしれない。
And the weight on my back feels heavier. And is she trying to keep me from turning around? And what I can say for sure is that she's leaning more strongly onto me.
だから下り顔でこんなこと語る姿を見られたくもない。
So it hurts when I see you smile over this. So this was really bad, and this was how I went through. And in short, now that I look back at it, it was quite embarrassing. Wait, you're grinning?
自己憐憫しながら得意げに語る下り顔。振り返ったらマジ両目つぶす。
Hey, so don't turn around. I'm curious, but not curious enough to lose my eyeballs. But it's not just that. And I understand why she would not want me to see her right now. Okay, I won't. But can you tell me more though? I keep my gaze ahead and urge her on.
私の理解が及ばない全然違う理由の人もいるだろうし。
Yes, but still.
まだ何かある？
Wait, you have more? Well, I'm trying to think about why the people uploading content to that site do it, not just the viewers.
ああ、
Oh, I see.
これは完全に私の想像だけど、本気なんじゃない？
Wait, so serious? How?
その救済サイトって今まで知られてこなかったんでしょ？だから全員かどうかはわからないけど、ほとんどの人は秘密にしてた。
Yes.
そんなルールが守られてきたのは本気の人が集まってるからだと思う。娯楽目的じゃない。単純な感情のはけ口でもない。
So they need a place to vent,
本
basically.
当に救われる人がいて、救いたいと思う人が集まってる。
So basically, get some relief.
動画を上げる人にとっては再生回数は救済した人の数みたいに。
Or more like people who are the same as them. But they are committing a crime, though. So what about the victims?
現実のことを気にする余裕があるなら救済なんて求めたりしないでしょ。
Well, I don't think they care. Well, I guess that makes sense.
現実はどうでもいい。それより自分を救ってほしい。誰かを救いたい。本人たちにしてみれば現実では得られなかった幸せがあるんだと思う。
Okay, so it's like, well, if I could have this, then this would have happened, or what I wish for.
生きてれば誰だって幸せになりたいだろうし。
That's true. Well, I don't want to argue. I know that everyone wants to be happy, but that can't be a healthy outlet for them. And I'm sure she knows what I'm thinking.
いぶきくんの幸せって何？
So what is happiness to you, Ibuki? Well, that's a bit of a loaded question, so I don't know. Well, I feel happy every day, I think. Like seeing and experiencing new things. And spending the night with you and the day with Kido-san is always fun.
なんで臆面もなくそう恥ずかしいことを言えるのか。
How blunt you are. Well, I'm serious.
まあ、それはいい。私は毎日ご飯を食べられること、ぐっすり眠れる部屋があること。
So basically, I just want to live.
それに
Hmm?
話せる相手がいることとか。
And company. Wait, so you mean me?
調子に乗るな。
Hey, I didn't say you particularly. Ouch. And that stung me more than a headbutt. Oh, well, I know, but you're probably talking about Kido-san.
まあそういうこと。
Basically. Well, don't get upset. I was just teasing you.
別に怒ってるわけじゃないし。それに、いぶきくんのことを嫌だと思ってるわけでもない。楽しいことも
But
結構あったし。
we had a lot of fun, and I'm glad to hear that.
だから私は今の生活に結構幸せを感じてたりする。昔がひどかったせいかもしれないけど、何が幸せかは人それぞれ。私の今の状況はめんどくさいとか思う人もいるだろうし。
Okay?
何度でも言うけど、共感とか理解とかしてほしいわけじゃないから。
And once again, she reaffirms Kanto, so I'm not asking you for sympathy. I know.
話はこれで終わり。念のためにもう一回言っとくけど、何の根拠もないからね。
Well, that's fine. And thank you for talking to me. And suddenly, I feel her relax on my back, and I just keep supporting her with mine.
役に立ったならよかった。
Well, I'll thank you for this someday.
別にお礼されるほどのことでもないけど。
But it wasn't much.
ならちょっとお願いしてもいい？
Oh, sure, okay.
私じゃなくて翼さんのことお願いしてもいい？
So, is there something the matter with her?
申し送りでも愚痴とか一度も聞いたことがないから、私に気を使ってるというか。
Hold on, I went too fast, so let's see what Rino said
バック
previously.
ログ画面、私に気を使ってるというか、言えないこともあるんじゃないかって。
Okay. So, anything you're concerned about specifically?
そういうわけじゃないけど、
Not really.
生きてれば何かしらあるでしょ、普通に。
Well, yes, that's true.
私もちょっと文句言い過ぎてるかもしれないし。
And I admit, so I complain too much. Well, I don't think so. And Kinosa often talks about how she has to do better when it comes to eating and whatnot.
だとしても、他にも人には言えないようなことがあるかもしれない。
Interesting.
でも、私と翼さんは直接話ができるわけじゃない。私たちはほら、こういう体だし、誰にでも相談できるわけじゃないから。
So don't tell anyone about that.
ちょっと心配になったりする。
Well, actually, I recall something. So, Kiro-san's looking into the distance, her gaze 1,000 miles away. And I've seen her staring into the void numerous times. And would it be rude for me to try and step in? Even if I did that, I doubt someone with such little life experience as me could be much help. And that's what I thought for now. But now, yes, even just talking to other people can make you feel better. Like me right now.
これは伊吹くんにしかお願いできないことだから。
Alright, so Tsubasa Kido might mean more to Ibaraki-san than I know. Much, much more. Though I'm not sure how open she'll be to talk to me.
確かにいささか不安ではある。
Well, gee, thanks for the comment. But I'll still try though.
ありがとう。
Well, thank you very much. And after that, we didn't talk much at all. But the silence did not feel awkward. It was oddly comforting. And I really do feel happy. Hey. Ouch. And she pokes into my side. And this time, she really puts her arm into it.
ほんとさ、恥ずかしいことよく平然と言えるよね。
So stop making this so embarrassing.
聞いてるこっちが恥ずかしくなる。
Well, I'm serious.
本心だからこそ余計に。
Well, that makes it worse.
ああ、もういい。それ以上は言わないでいい。
Fine then, so just stay quiet. And she pushes her back onto mine. And I return the push in kind. And it kind of hurts when you push against me like that.
重っ。
Wait, so you call me fat, heavy, overweight?
それは言っちゃいけないことでしょうが。
Well, then stop pushing me.
うるさい。
Just shut up then.
黙れ。
Or, okay, that's it. And she actually just pushes harder against me. And I respond in kind. And we keep pushing each other like this for a while. Okay, so what's next? So one day the beating stopped. And the reason was simple. My mother and father died in an accident. No longer was I forced to be a puppet, but that was the least of my worries. I already been broken. I didn't know what to feel or if I was even feeling anything. And what was happiness? What was sadness? No one taught me that. And the only thing I learned from my parents was that kindness and smiles can be deceptive. And they hit me when they got home, they hit me when they got drunk, and I learned nothing else. And that was until I met that person who, she taught me. She bared her heart into me. And then I realized what emotions were again. I lost sight of them, but here they are being presented to me so dearly or clearly. And she was such a wonderful person. She taught me how to feel. She saved me. So this time, I'll save her. And I'll repay her kindness. And perhaps then I can learn more about what I've lost. And how wonderful it would be if that were true. Also, our future. How truly wonderful. Okay, so it's now the next morning, so I tell Kiro-san about what happened last night. I wasn't told the exact URL though, so that's still kept under covers.
そうだろうね。さすがにそれを教えたら問題だよ。
And that makes sense. But at least we know the police are on the same page as you, so they know as much as we do. And they seem to think that the victim's visual data is being directly stolen.
ヒアラインをつないで他人の BMI と共有するか。
Okay? So what do you think?
電波が届いても他人の BMI に侵入するのは簡単ではないと思う。専門的な知識が必要になるのは間違いない。
Okay?
でもそこを超えられれば信号データを共有することは難しくない。
But it does open a whole can of worms for that.
可能性はあると思う。とはいえ救済サイトか。そっか。そんなのがあるのか。
And she stares out into the distance with that 1,000 miles stare.
やっぱりシャーデンフロイデなのかな。
Wait, so what's that?
他人の不幸や悲しみ、苦しみなんかを知った時に喜ぶ感情だっ
So
たはず。
basically enjoying other people suffering.
ドイツ語の単語を合成したんじゃなかったかな。日本でも言うよね。他人の不幸は蜜の味。他人の不幸で今日も飯がうまいとか。
Right. And I nod along to her. I agree, but what they're doing still does not sit right with me. And perhaps it shows in my face. And she flashes me a somber smile and shrugs her shoulders.
そのサイトを肯定するつもりはないよ。僕も悪趣味だと思う。
But it is wrong in every way.
でもそういう感情は誰でも大なり小なり持っているのかもね。
And I haven't told her about Iraki-san's interpretation. And it's not something I should tell anyone, even less so without her consent. But the fact that both of them came to a similar conclusion, so they both are on the same page and pretty much they agree with each other. So that might speak to the truth of her statement. We all harbor those feelings. There you go.
そっか。伊吹くんの場合は別かもね。
Because I was not born in a normal way.
ごめん、そんな意味じゃないよ。
Well, no, I don't mean that.
そういうのは妬みが大きく関係してるらしい。僕も詳しいわけじゃないけど。
Okay, I went too fast. Let's see what Suasa said previously. So,
読み返すの？ごめん、そんな意味じゃないよ。誤解させたね。
okay.
伊吹くんはいろんなことを楽しんでるように見えるから、他者と自分を比較してどうこうってのはないように思っただけだよ。
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. I have my hands full with dealing with myself. And like I told Iraki-san last night, I just have fun every day. I don't really have the perspective to compare myself to others, so I can't be jealous. And you don't seem like someone who would be jealous of others either. That's how I am. And she merely smiles. But it's not her usual smile. There's a bit of ruefulness to it.
そうでもない。
So that's not true. And still smiling, she shakes her head. Wait, really?
そうなのさ。
Yeah, so really.
僕が自分の体で生きていた頃の話はこれまでにも何度かしただろう。他人の不幸が大好物ってことはなくても 妬みそねみと無縁ではなかった。
So back then, I was still kind of jealous.
それどころか
And she was never out of the hospital for long and never had much freedom. And in a sense, her envy and jealousy towards others might be stronger than most.
いや、なんでもない。
Well, never mind.
あ、もちろんこれは過去の話で、リノ君に対してどうこうって話じゃないよ。
I know. And you eat so happily every day.
だって美味しいんだもん。
Of course.
僕は毎日幸せをかみしめているよ。
So,
食べ物だけにね。
must try new food every day. And why are you making that smug face?
いつもは死人ギャグは笑えないと散々バカにされてきたから。
Well, I don't remember mocking you, but I guess you made a point. But that wasn't one of your normal jokes.
死人ギャグ以外だってちゃんと言えるんだよ。 いや、ギャグでも冗談でもない。幸せなのは本当だ。
But it's not a joke. And the joy in her expression seems forced. Wait, Kido-san?
なんでもない。
Nothing. And she shakes her head and smiles. And this too is different from her typical smile, and somewhat shy and bashful.
おっと、そろそろ服を着替えて準備しないと。
So it's almost time for Tsubasa to go to work. And she runs up the stairs before I can say anything. And opening the door, she scuttles inside. And I just stand there watching her disappear. I'm left a little worried. And normally I would just quietly wait for her to come down again. But I find myself pacing back and forth in front of the stairs. And in the end, I decide to go up and check on her. Wait, I'm sure Kanato's not allowed upstairs. Okay, so I rap on the door to the room. So what's bothering Tsubasa?
もっとしっかりしないと。
Oh, so my emotions.
よし。
Okay. Uh-oh, and Kanto knocks on the door. Kido-san?
何入ってますけど。
Hey.
使用中ですけど。
I'm changing in here. Oh, I'm not going to open the door. So sorry, I didn't mean to surprise you. I just wanted to ask something I don't need to enter. Okay, I get it. So last night, I talked to Ibaraki-san. Okay, so I think this will be another long part. So I'm going to stop here, and I'll leave this to the next episode. So we've hit some pretty deep feelings for both Tsubasa and Rino. And in short, they're kind of happy being together with each other. And they both have more things in common than we saw at first. The fact that they're jealous that other people have better lives than them. The fact that for Rino, her parents died early and she's all poor and is basically trying hard to survive. While for Tsubasa, she too was trying hard to survive. The fact that she's born in a sickly body and didn't live long. And for Kanato, well, he's born from artificial intelligence, so an amalgamation of many different memories combined together. So anyways, we'll see how the story goes and how much progress they'll make with regards to finding out who is tampering with the Hia line for the BMIs and also about that secret underground video website that they cannot share with other people. And with that in mind, I'll see you in the next episode.